Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to explain the calibration, the importance of calibration when you work on your photographs or even when we judge photographs, even at salons or at club or even at honors. Calibration, just to explain it, we talk about calibration. I calibrate my projector or I calibrate my monitor, which is not exactly true. What you do is you write a color profile on the graphics card of your computer. So it's important that you, for every setup, have a different calibration. So from your computer to a monitor is a separate calibration as from your computer to a projector, for instance. Now the way to do the calibration, we use a device called a spider. When you a club buy a spider, it's important that you buy the elite version because the elite version enables you to calibrate, do a calibration on the projector as well. The more entry level will only calibrate your monitor which you use at home. So the way the calibration or the spider works, you download the software from the internet with the later versions. There's a code inside this little box. Go to the website. Important that, because I made that mistake, that you type color the American way without the U in it to take you to the right website. Then you download the software as I've said, and then install it on your computer. This little device with a USB cable, you plug it into your computer on a tripod where the projection happens at the screen, and then you set up the spider in front of the screen. The instructions also say that you need to, the device must be 30 centimeters or 12 inches from the screen. And as you go through the calibration, it will show you where to place the little shadow of that device. And once you click on calibrating, it will run through the different shades of different colors, as well as white to gray and to black. So this is the device, the little spider. It's got a lens cap which you have to take off. It's got the lens on this side. The lens must face the screen. As I've said, you position this on that image there, and it needs to be 12 inches. A little bit back. So that's the position. The spider is plugged in at your computer with the USB cable to pick up the software which will run the different images, the reds, blues, grays, blacks, as I've said. Yeah, what's important is that we do it in the dark. All the judging happens in the dark. So after you've positioned this, we need to switch off the lights so that when you start running the calibration images, the software to do the calibration for you. The software will take you through different options, screens. You normally just click next. When you get to this one, important to do a full calibration. Go to next. The spider is in the correct position. You can go next, and once you do that, it will immediately start with the calibration. It will take you through different shades of from white up to black, different shades of gray in between. It will also go through different screens of measuring red, blue and green, and with that then write the specific profile of what it reads from the screen onto your graphics card. After you've done the calibration with the spider, it's important to go and have a look if the calibration was successful. There's calibration images available on the PSSA website. You can download them free of charge. There's different charts. This is the first one. Go through the different shades of white. This bar over here is pure white. It's same as this one and this one. And you need to be able to see a difference between the 98% and the 100%. And then the other important thing to look for is if there's any color cast on this white page. In this case, it's nice clean shades of gray, so there's no color cast. The next image is used for setting your focus in all four corners where it says focus when you do projection with the projector. The next one is the black page, and here you also have to have a look at your if there's a color cast, and in this case there's a color cast, so we'll have to do the calibration again. But important, the bars running through is black, pure black, and you need to see just about the difference between 2% and 0%. 0 being black and the 2% just off black. Then there's a few other images to have a look at. This one, there's some nice embroidery on the white. You need to be able to see the detail. On the black top, there's some areas that you need to see some detail so that you make sure that the blacks are not too black. And then also you can have a look at the colors of the different fruits. We all know more or less what the fruits natural colors are. So just have a look and see if your colors are correct. Then the next one, this is a mono image. You need to see the different shades of the black and white. This is not mono, but again, if you can see the detail, your color balance is correct. And then also on that stainless steel watch, the black shouldn't be too dark. Then a few more images just to show the sRGB. If your setup is set color aware, so that when you on sRGB or on Adobe RGB, the next one, there's actually no difference in the colors.
Action.
Another aspect to explain is the setup of the room for the honors judging. As I've said earlier, it needs to be made completely dark. Then we've got the projector. Important that the projector is the right distance from the screen.
Action.
Important to know that the distance between the projector and the screen is to be at a specific distance. To measure it, 2.5 times the diagonal of the image projected on the screen. That's the distance between the screen and the projector. Let's say that image is 2.5 meters, then the projector needs to be 7.5 meters from the screen.
The idea of 12 experts in different fields is that none of us are expert in everything. And so therefore, we're using the expertise of everybody here equally, so that you can share what you know and share it with the others, and it's a learning process for all of us. No one judge is more important than the others. We are all equal. We're all here to do what is best for the applicants and for PSSA. We view the images once without scoring, then we view them a second time, at which time we score. We acknowledge that we don't always see everything the same. Life would be boring if we did. So therefore we have 12 judges, all scoring an image either in or out. No scores, just in or out. And the important point is that when those scores are tallied, only 9 of the 12 have to agree that the image is good enough for it to pass and get a credit. If it gets an 8 instead of a 9, we will discuss that picture. In the case of prints, you have to obviously send in the physical print, not just the digital, and they have to be mounted. They're going to be displayed on a display with the correct light in terms of brightness and color balance to make sure you're getting a good exhibition of prints, and you're being judged not only on the actual quality of what's in the image, but print quality as well. The judges will then each individually walk past the display and assess the individual images, scoring them either in, up to standard, or below standard. and the score sheet will then be analysed and collated onto an overall spreadsheet. And once again, those images that get scored in by 9 or more of the judges, they will succeed and to get a credit. If all the pictures are scored in by 8 of the 12 judges, then the panel actually succeeds. So you can succeed either through some of the judges scoring it in, others not, or with all credits if all pictures get 9 out of 12. So all we're asking is that you be honest, you give your honest opinion. Remember, honours are not an impossible dream. Don't be too harsh. Pictures must be good, yes, but there are 3 levels of honours: the L, the A, and the F. And there is definitely a difference in quality, not just the number of images. We're all here to do what is best for the applicants and for PSSA.